And from that point on, they realized there's a missing person report. So they actually went back and reviewed their dash cam footage, and they practically almost solved the case doing it this way. And people in the background basically say, there is someone actually in the field, with his hands up over his head, beating somebody to death. So let's just take a look at that. Right there. And I slowed it down. And that's the person. So when I saw this, I got chills. It's something that I really want to call out is the van itself. When they actually zoomed in on that image, they saw the van door open. And then as the van was getting closer, people saw the van close. So this may not be truthful. I don't want to get accused of fake news, so take everything about a grain of salt, but this is a conspiracy on the internet. Just for the new people that are here, we're basically posing the question, was Gabby Petito beaten to death? I mean, I'm so sorry, it's just awful saying this, but John Walsh was the one that actually said this on his CNN report today. So let's just play that.
Stuff. If he killed himself, it would be great for the family.
Dying by suicide, taking their own life before being apprehended.
Those are people with a conscience. Those are people that are mentally ill. They did something terrible and they don't want to face it. Brian Laundrie's done the Dirty Laundrie family and Brian Laundrie have done nothing but evade police. It's despicable. They prepared him for this run. He's an egomaniacal control freak, big man, isn't he? He's too much of a coward. He beat to death a 95-pound, wonderful young lady. My heart goes out to that family. It'd be great if he killed himself. There'd be no trial. They'd never have to sit there like I did and look at, morgue photos and photos of her on the ground and stuff. If he killed himself, it would be great for the family.
Dying by.
So yeah, he's basically condoning Brian to kill himself. And, everybody pretty much believes that he is on the run. But what John Walsh is saying here, he's too much of an egomaniac. He's too much of a narcissist to do that. He wants people on YouTube live talking about him. Something that, I'm divulging from this clip is that he had a hard time looking at her morgue photos, her on the ground. And something else that I've definitely taken away from this particular clip is calling him the Dirty Laundrie. I mean, earlier in the clip, he actually said, he believes that the Laundries have aided and abetted Brian to get away from this crime. He does believe that the FBI search proved nothing because they had 9 days to scrub the house, scrub the car clean of everything. So they found nothing. So again, doing my research on this, very early on in the investigation, I learned that people in the van life video saw something unusual and they pointed it out. So let's just play that clip. So yeah, to the left of your screen here, you can see I highlighted where people are seeing this figure in the field. Right there. So when you actually look at it from this far, you see leaves and you possibly see a mound. Now, if you actually kind of look at the van right now, where that white van is, you can see that the door is closed. As they were approaching this van, there was a door being shut. So the odds of, someone being in the van and in the field is very limited. So I call a little bit of suspicion to this conspiracy that there is somebody in the field with their hands in the air, flailing as if they're beating somebody. But let's look at it again. Okay. That's the van. And then on my previous van life video, people were wondering what I was doing when I showed this clip. I was trying to show the person possibly in the field, with their hands above their head. But there we are. I slowed it down even more. I mean, honestly, all I see myself is a mound. I don't really see anybody, but what do you guys think? That's the image there. I mean, it doesn't look like a figure, and some people have seen movement, so let's just look at it again. There it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, I can't see anybody myself, but John Walsh says that she was beaten to death in this clip, and I'm just trying to get some feedback if you guys actually think this is true or not. I see a lot of people saying it's not true, but you know, John Walsh seems to have let this slip.
Taking their own life before being apprehended.
Those are people with a conscience. Those are people that are mentally ill. They did something terrible and they don't want to face it. Brian Laundrie's done nothing. The Dirty Laundrie family and Brian Laundrie have done nothing but evade police. It's despicable. They prepared him for this run. He's an egomaniacal control freak, big man, isn't he? He's too much of a coward. He beat to death a 95-pound, wonderful young lady. My heart goes out to that family. It'd be great if he killed himself. There'd be no trial. They'd never have to sit there like I did and look at, you know, morgue photos and, I mean, photos of her on the ground and stuff. If he killed himself.
Yeah, so that's a really interesting tidbit. He said photos of her on the ground, so maybe he was above her, you know, like beating her in that clip. So I don't know if this was a figure of speech or not. I just saw a video where, you know, they found her van and there was someone in the field. That was the report online. It looked like the person said it looked like she was getting beat on the ground, and the person was taking his arms over his head. Now, I don't know if I really see that myself, but this has been a very popular controversy on TikTok.